Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Laura, and today I have the first installment in my hashtag of One Stamp Wednesdays. So the idea behind the hashtag is to make configurations that can be sent with a singular forever stamp. So what that means is that your envelope can't be more than 6 1/8 inches on one side and 11.5 inches on the other side. So your item has to fit within that envelope. It also cannot be more than 1 ounce in weight or 1/4 of an inch in thickness. You also need to be aware that the items you're sending have to be like bendable. There can't be anything rigid in there, probably not even like a paper clip. So, it really just depends if their machines catch it or not. If it is something that is outside of those parameters, you need to add extra postage. Probably mark it non-machinable if it's not bendable, but the postal workers can help you out with that if you're not sure. So this is my first one, and actually Enos over at Papercrafting with Enos, she did one as well a couple of weeks ago, so I will add that video to this description. Thank you so much, Enos, for participating. I appreciate you so much. So what I'm going to use, now of course you can use any type of paper. Keep in mind though, the thickness of the paper will affect the weight of your product, and then also whatever you put in it will affect the weight of your product. So this item itself weighs 5/8 of an ounce, and I'll show you in just a minute the weight on the scale. But let's go over the idea of this. So this one is essentially a triple pocket. So you've got one pocket here, one pocket in the middle, and then one pocket on the other side. Now I did 2 of these. The first one I did a double notch. So I'm using directional pattern paper. This is actually pretty good for that because you're not going to see the inside. So the inside is going to be where the pattern is upside down. The only thing that may bother you is seeing this white portion, but depending on what you put in here, you may not even see that, or you can just ink this up. That's another way to add some interest without adding some weight to your final product. So this one I made a double notch because when I went in and did the singular notch, you could see that the pattern was upside down. That's one other thing to take into consideration, or just don't do any notch at all, which is what I did with this one. So what I'm going to do is show you how I made this. Now, this is a really good scrap buster, just to make a little side note, because you're using a 6" by 12" piece of paper. It's non-directional and it's single-sided. Okay, so you're going to take your 12" side and score down the middle at 6 inches. And then you're going to turn the bottom of your pattern. So this is the top. If you're looking at the direction, you're going to turn the bottom of your pattern to the edge of your scoreboard. And you're going to score here at 3 3/4. So this is a little bit counterintuitive if you're thinking about pockets, because normally pockets will flip up from the bottom, but if you're doing directional pattern, you have to kind of adjust your expectations. Okay, so then what we're going to do next is cut right down the middle of this score line up to the intersection. So let's see, let's do this with as little shadow as possible. And just do a straight cut up the middle. No need to cut out the score line. Okay, so now what we're going to do next, we're going to fold the paper inwards so the pattern is on the inside. These are so simple, guys. You could make a ton of them with your leftover papers. Okay, fold up your first pocket. Fold up your second pocket. And then now is a good time to eyeball it, see if there's any like overhang you want to get rid of, because we're going to be gluing this down. And oh my gosh, again with my nail polish rubbing off and everything. Okay, so this one I'm just going to trim off a slight bit so it looks like it's going to be just a little bit of that score line. there you go. Okay, and then we're going to glue down our pockets as well as the, sorry, I'm looking to see where I can put my pin, as well as the inside. Okay, so here you want to do just a small bead along each edge. That way, and I did a little wonky there. That way you have more room for goodies. Every time I say something like that, I think of on Step Brothers, where they're like, so much more room for activities when they make their bunk beds. And then to make this pocket, you're going to glue on the short side and then the bottom side. Running out of glue. And if you're making a notch, you would want to do that probably before you put the glue down or before the glue starts to settle, or set, I should say. So just fold that over, press it down, and there you go. So what I decided to do, and I'll just reuse the pieces from the other one that I made, I picked out some of the journaling cards. So I picked out one that would make a nice little card, so that I will write my sentiment in and put that here in the middle. I took a strip from their border page from the, oh, you know what? This one's actually from, I believe, Sweetheart Day from Recollections. This is from a couple of years ago. So it's not their recent collection, but a lot of their collections I've noticed for at least Valentine's are pretty similar. So this is one of the border strips. So what I did, I wanted to fold it up pretty perfectly to look like, you know, the folded tickets. So what I did was I lined up the middle portion in between the tickets and I just scored down, and I did that along each one. I folded them up like that. It's not even, so what I did was I just kind of made it a ticket like that. So I tucked that in there, and then I took some more of their cut-aparts and I notched the corners with my corner choppers to kind of make them look like tags. Now, depending on the weight of your final product, you can add the ribbon or an eyelet or even hole reinforcers to make it look like an actual tag. So there you go. And like I said, it doesn't really show, well, at least on this side, doesn't really show the white part. This paper is fairly light colored, so it does kind of blend in. So, I mean, don't worry about it. Like I said, ink it up if you want. Let me go get the scale and I can show you the weight of this item without the envelope. So, here's the configuration with the items I added. Now, you can also maybe do some washi samples or maybe a sequins mix. That's just the sequins, not like any clay bits or anything like that. So just keep everything in mind. Also, the weight of the envelope and the stamp are going to take up some weight in the total weight. So you want to keep that in mind as well, because everything counts towards the single stamp that you're sending. So if you're someone who likes to put stickers on the outside, that's something else to keep in mind too. Okay, so here's the item. And like I said, it's 5/8 of an ounce. So if I use one of the, you know, flimsier envelopes like from Dollar Tree, this would probably be a good fit, even the weight of the stamp. So yeah, I'm confident that this would make its way to its destination. So yeah, I think maybe I'll use some of these as my Valentines that I'm sending out this year. You all let me know what you think. If this is something you'd be interested in taking part of, please use the hashtag onestampwednesdays and also tag my channel so that I can see what you made. All right, everyone, I hope you're having a good day or night wherever you are. Take care. Bye-bye.